Oh, hi, audience. What's up? It's Greg Sestero here to introduce you to the True Blue RiffCast, where they talk about amazing movies, bad movies, and everything in between. So you're listening to the True Blue RiffCast. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Greg. I am Jeremy, and with me, as always, is...
You're Jeremy.
Yes, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Dave.
And you're Dave.
And this is the True Blue RiffCast, the #1 RiffTrax podcast in the world.
In the world. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I think the last time we were here was when the Kickstarter went off.
Yeah. Last weekend things were not...
things weren't that great.
Yeah,
it wasn't. So we just decided, screw it, we're gonna wait, and we did.
Yeah, we're like, we just had an episode a couple days ago, and then an episode the day before that. I think we're probably good. So what you been up to, Dave?
Well, I'll tell you what I haven't been up to: doing a podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I've just I played the Final Fantasy VII demo today.
Ooh.
And my goodness, that is a gorgeous game.
I also noticed last week that you had a new SRD movie night.
Well, that one wasn't new. That was SRD's movie night number 4 that me and...
number 4.
Yeah, it's number 4. We've done, right now, we're probably going to do number 16 here soon. I'm not sure. I don't know what team it's going to be with, and I'm not sure what movie it's going to be. So I basically know nothing. But if you go to youtube.com/SugarRayDodge, you can check out the 2016 riff, SRD's movie night number 4, Mega Man. That's finally back up. It's been unavailable for a couple of years because of copyright reasons. But now I think that guy's just forgot about me. So... so go there, check it out. It's pretty good. It's me and Vinny the AOL call guy Ferrari. And we riffed the Mega Man fan film from 2010. It's about 4 years old, so it's just if you hear any dated references, like I'm sure you will, just remember it wasn't recorded yesterday. It was recorded 4 years ago yesterday. So get over yourself.
Okay, well that makes a little bit more sense. Speaking of copyrights and people who may have forgotten about you, 10 years ago, we had the premiere of Birdemic Shock and Terror.
Woo! Wait a minute. No, you're wrong. It was 9 years ago.
No, not according to Movie Head Pictures Twitter account.
Oh, I thought you meant the dang RiffTrax.
No. I mean the movie itself.
The movie itself was released on DVD?
It was the world premiere 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
On March 1st.
Yeah. Screw James Wen. Wow.
He might be losing his mind a little bit more.
Yeah, didn't you showed me the other day something on Twitter. See, it seems like I should be the one that's stalking that guy on Twitter, but it's really Jeremy.
I just wanted to see if there was anything more about that Earth
2075?
2075, which we never heard anything about, James.
We were supposed to get a trailer and a poster. WTF, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's working on a book, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. That's weird. Like what is that? What is that about? Like it's something that's like super weird. That's like the only thing I know about it.
Yeah, the name of the book is Life Expectancy 100 Plus: How to Live to Age 100 Plus.
James Wen is like 50.
He's got this thing in here about, do you want to live to the age of 100 plus, a centenarian, or even a super centenarian? Then you have to read James' book and watch his documentary film, Life Expectancy 100 Plus.
Oh my gosh, it's a documentary?
Life Expectancy 100 Plus system. Okay, hang on. I didn't read this one before. It will be used to make Alan, the guy who played Rod, to look years younger because Birdemic 3 cannot afford $1 million de-aging visual effects like Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
Wait a minute, what? What is... What does the Irishman have to do with Pandemic 3?
Oh, James.
What a dick! Wait a minute. What's the name of this documentary?
It is Life Expectancy 100 plus.
Okay. So I have Living to 100. I don't see anything about him. Let's put Life Expectancy Plus and his stupid name.
It will be released before the end of 2020.
Oh, right. Sure.
So we can look forward to that in about 3 years.
Yeah. Or never.
Maybe sometime after Pandemic 3 Sea Eagles.
Sea Eagle. Now he said on his Facebook earlier this year, he said, "Happy 2020 when Pandemic 3 finally goes into production." That's what I have to say about that.
Oh, James.
I'm pretty sure he's forgotten about me, so screw him.
In other news, I bought a slap chop last week. That's what I've been doing.
A freaking what?
A slap chop.
What is a slap chop?
You don't remember the infomercial for slap chop with Vince Offer?
I sure don't.
Yeah, it's one of those. We were shopping at a thrift store, and I saw it, and it's going to be going to my family white elephant party for Christmas this year. Someone's going to walk away with a slightly used slap chop.
Okay, I'm looking at this thing. Wow. So you put stuff in it and it just cuts it up.
You slap it and it chops it.
That's
called a
dumb.
slap chop. Right? It's extremely stupid and useless.
What happened to use? Oh, he's the ShamWow guy. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
The same guy. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
You've been buying slap chops from the ShamWow guy.
from thrift stores. No, in between applying for jobs.
Ah, yes. It's one of those. So did you watch any RiffTrax at all this past week?
I did, Dave. I watched the brand new release, Velvet Smooth.
Oh.
And that's very much an attempt to make a movie.
So, I heard that Velvet Smooth has quite a lot in common with another RiffTrax release, the guy from Harlem. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, indeed. And we will be talking about that shortly, along with the winner of our last Patron Poll from about a week and a half ago, Viva Knievel.
Viva Knievel.
And
Viva!
Oh, God.
Viva Knievel.
And if we have time or feel like it, we might talk about Hijacked flight. What is it? Oceanic 815.
That's Hijacked flight 285, and we're definitely talking about that.
Let's take a look at the weekend box office. Number one movie of last weekend, The Invisible Man, which actually looks kind of creepy, and I've heard. I
didn't even know such a thing was out.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like they took it in an interesting direction. Number two movie, Sonic the Hedgehog. The Call of the Wild, somehow coming in at number 3.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
I think it looks terrible. Like, everything is CG, and it's just awful.
Even Harrison Ford's face.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good. Number 4, My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, which is interesting that came in at 4th place because as a limited release anime movie.
Wait a second. This is weird. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 92% rating, but it's not certified fresh. What?
What's that?
Okay, My Hero Academia, Heroes Rising. It has a 92% tomato meter score, but it's not certified fresh.
That's weird.
That is weird. Maybe because it only has 24 reviews.
That could be. Might not have enough.
Possible.
Yet.
Yeah.
And rounding up the top 5, Bad Boys for Life. And Birds of
Do we
Prey
want-
and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn is going down a lot.
Yeah, it's because no one's seeing it.
And then somehow the Impractical Jokers movie cracked the top 10, which
See, I don't even know how that's a movie.
neither do I. Guess you'll have to go see it and find out.
How about I
And
wait to
our
watch it on
favorite,
Vimeo in 2 years?
Oh, there you go. Our favorite tiger nut punching gorilla movie, Doolittle, is down to 16th place.
Oh, right, that's still a thing.
Yep. Somehow, I don't get it.
I never
And
got
of
around to
course-
seeing it.
Of course, right now the RiffTrax Live 2020 Kickstarter is still going strong. We've got 18 days to go as of March 2nd, and they've gone through over half of the free shorts stretch goals, the ones that everybody gets, even if you just pledge $1.
Yeah, I think I
You will
have
get
all
these
these.
shorts. I mean, I do, but
I know you do.
as I have every short, Dave, all of them, even the ones that you can't buy.
Just like I have every feature.
And there's bound to be more stretch goals to come. They usually do the ones for like just the jokes, riffs, and one or two VODs. Sometimes
We better get
thrown
It's
in
a
there.
Wonderful Life this year, damn it.
Well, it should at least be on there as a stretch goal. We always get really close, and every year it inches closer and closer and closer, and then we don't get it.
It's the Holy Grail. In fact, we should bring that up with somebody who may or may not be on our show next week.
Yes, we are. As of right now, we have a special guest scheduled for next week's episode. We're not going to tell you who that is yet. You're going to have to keep an eye on the podcast Twitter account at TBRiffcast or the Patreon, which is at patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffcast, if you want to find out ahead of time who our special guest is going to be.
Definitely not somebody we talk about all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, I guess we need to move on to Velvet Smooth now.
Yes. Or, as I like to call it, The Girl from Harlem.
The Girl from Harlem. Basically, that's what this is. In almost every conceivable way, from the style of movie, the action in the movie, and the riffs. This is probably going to be an instant classic for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that it resembles the guy from Harlem so much. Now, this one, it's a little bit harder to follow the story on this one. According to the Wikipedia, because I had to look this up, and there is.
Hey, I had to do that with. Hey, don't feel bad. I had to do that with the visitor to find out what was going on.
There is a little 2 short paragraphs about this movie.
Okay.
And this is what it says. Somebody's running a takeover on crime lord King Lathrop's operation using Bogarts in Hannibal Lecter lookalike masks. Clueless, King Lathrop calls private detective Velvet Smooth for help. With the help of her friends Rhea, a lawyer, and Frankie, she infiltrates the criminal underworld to investigate. Velvet finds this may be an inside job led by King Lathrop's man, Calvin. When Velvet reports this to Lathrop, he denies it at first, but the problems come closer to Calvin. Hurt by it all, Lathrop fires Calvin. Although Lathrop thinks Calvin masterminded the takeover on his own, Velvet remains unconvinced and seeks further to find out who was the man behind the man. And
sorry, I'm just thinking about the movie. Oh, anyway, continue.
That's it.
Oh, I
We
thought
do
there was
find out-
more.
Well, there is more in the movie. We do find out who the man behind the man is. Spoiler alert, it's a dirty cop. Not that anybody needs that for a movie that came out in 1976.
So which is better, this or the guy from Harlem?
Movie wise,
Yeah,
like
movie wise.
actual movie quality.
Yeah, going actual movie quality. I think I know which one, but I just want to
Velvet
make
Smooth.
sure. Okay, all right.
Velvet Smooth. It's got a little bit better production, a little bit. Like in certain areas, the production is a little bit better. It looks maybe slightly more professional, I guess. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but that's the only way I can describe it.
Okay, so does anybody punch a person in the face that's dressed up like a woman in this movie?
No.
That's not really a woman.
No.
Okay.
That doesn't happen.
So my next question would be: does anybody order any burnt steak and J&B Scotch?
No, that does not happen
Okay.
either. However, that is one of the riffs when Velvet Smooth is. I think when Velvet Smooth is leaving, I don't know. Somebody was leaving King's office, and they drop a riff that he's going to be meeting with the guy from Harlem, and they're going to order some well done steaks.
Ah. So my next question would be: does Harry Dubod show up at any point?
No, unfortunately.
Pass. You called me and probably heard of me. My name is Harry Dubod.
I would say that this movie, the fight choreography is right on par with the guy from Harlem.
No.
Yeah, it's about as good as Guy from Harlem.
Oh,
There's
wow.
some of the weakest moves from everybody involved. It looks like they're almost punching in slow motion, but it's not in slow-mo. It's regular speed. There's a scene in a pool hall where a couple people are fighting with pool cues, and it is the slowest molassesy, that's a word now, fight scene that I've ever seen. Molassi, yes. It's very, very slow moving, and yeah, it's
It's that bad.
it's that bad. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm just thinking about the big final brawl, if you can even call it that, in the warehouse between Velvet Smooth, Rhea Frankie, and a police lieutenant who is not a dirty cop, against the dirty cop and his horde of men. And oh my God, Dave, it is an amazing sight.
Wow.
There's a lot of this movie that my brain did not retain when I watched it. Even though I was
it's
fully
obviously
awake.
blaxploitation.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, so there's plenty of those tropes abounding.
Yeah. Yeah, all the tropes that you could think of. Like half the time it feels like it's gonna, go into a porn movie, just like in the guy from Harlem.
Jeez. And
Yeah,
with a
there's a couple
female lead?
scenes. There's a couple scenes where you're just like, is this gonna go someplace?
It's like, and then you want to nope out.
Yeah, but thankfully it doesn't go there. Or if it did, they cut it out like they did in the guy from Harlem.
Yeah. Wait, no, are you serious?
Yeah.
Tell me that's something I didn't know about the guy from Harlem, is that they actually...
You did know that because we talked about it on the podcast.
No, wait, no, I know that I found that out about Samurai Cop.
Uh-huh.
But in the guy from Harlem, they actually...
There's boobs.
Oh, no.
Yep. There's boobs, and they cut it out, thankfully.
Well,
so I'm not brave enough to watch through Velvet Smooth unriffed to see if they edited boobs out of that movie also.
I'm not watching the guy from Harlem to see any of those boobs.
Yeah, no, it's not anything you actually want to see.
Yeah. But even more so in Velvet Smooth.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably is the best I got for that, Dave.
All right. So, thumbs up or thumbs down on Velvet Smooth?
Oh, big thumbs up.
All
this is one you guys should definitely all check out. It's, like I said, it's going to be an instant classic for a lot of people, especially if they like the guy from Harlem.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back from the edit, everybody. Believe it or not, I didn't say anything offensive. It was just a really stupid joke. And I was like,
It was
Jeremy,
just really bad.
Yeah, take that out. No one wants to hear that. Not even the patrons are going to hear that one. Speaking of bad, let's move on to our next movie called Hijacked Flight 285.
You know, I'm going to be honest before you start getting into particulars about this movie. I made it about 15 minutes into this movie before I fell asleep.
It's like, no, but like, okay, I believe you about that because this movie is wholly unremarkable. Like, okay, the movie is just like, it's probably the most, it's probably the weak. Now, we all love pancakes.
We all love pancakes.
But this is probably the weakest movie RiffTrax has done. As far as just like, it's like the Hallmark Channel wanted to do 24, but just like, oh well, no, we can't have anything too exciting on our network. So
well, because this was a made for TV movie from 1990 something.
And it has, but look, it has all these stars. It has people that we know in it. I don't know if you can really call them stars. So it has James Brolin, whose entire performance, he's just sitting down the whole time.
I would consider him to be a star. Enough people know who he is, I think.
Right. Well, he probably has the most star power between him and Ali Sheedy. But it has Bill Cosby's father from The Cosby Show in it. His wife dies.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I mean, you got that to look forward to. It has Anthony Michael Hall as the guy who hijacks the plane.
Which, that's like the weirdest casting that they could possibly
do. Did you
do.
know that Anthony Michael Hall was in The Dark Knight?
No, I did not.
Because I found that out on IMDb, and I was like, what? It's been a while. It's been a couple years since I've watched Dark Knight, and I saw The Dark Knight many times in theaters, like I assume a lot of people did. I think I saw it like 7 times in the theaters because I'm a chump. And then actually, The Dark Knight was my first RiffTrax. Fun fact. But I saw it was on his IMDb, and I was just like, I don't remember him from that movie at all. But in this movie, he's like this death row inmate that they have to move, and
he's a convicted murderer.
Yeah, so they put him on a plane. They put him on a commercial airliner with other passengers, which just seems like, I don't know, does the prison system do that? I mean, I saw it in the X-Files one time, but it just seems to me like that the Department of Justice should probably like if they have to move death row inmates.
If Hollywood has taught me anything, they have their own airplane that they fly their convicts on.
Yeah,
through the air
and like specifically to avoid them being out among free people and, hijacking airplanes. It seems to me that would be the worst thing you could do is to put someone like that on an airplane. So
right.
So he hijacks a plane, and Dad from Family Ties is there too.
Or as other people would know him, Bert from the Tremors movies that are somehow still being made.
Yeah, what? Wow, so he's a wheelchair guy in this. He's differently abled, and he dies, and there's nobody mourns him at the end of the movie. So that's fun.
Is he the only person who dies in this movie?
No.
Or, I mean, aside from Brolin's wife.
There's another guy, this chunky coward who cowardly runs away from the danger when given the opportunity, and they bring him back to the airplane and kill him. which is just weird because up to that point, nobody has been killed, and they kill that guy for having the audacity to try to escape. And so they kill him. And it's just like, oh yeah, well, you just screwed yourselves. And Ali Sheedy's not gonna like that. But it's just like dude, the movie, like, I just told you all the exciting parts. Everything else, man, just yeah. The terrorists break into the cockpit. And James Brolin is like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, well, whatever. Do what you want." It's one of those. But Anthony Michael Hall, his plan, he gave his plan about as much thought as D.B. Cooper did, which is none at all. It's like, oh well, I'm gonna hijack this plane and I'm gonna have them take me someplace else, and then I'm gonna jump out to my death. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, how did you think this was going to end for you, Anthony Michael Hall? Yeah. Like, anyway, Hijacked Flight 285. Riff is great, but it is probably the most unremarkable movie in the history of RiffTrax. In fact, I'm amazed I found this much to say about the movie itself. I mean, it's great for riffing fodder, but the movie is just so unremarkable. It's so, like, it defies comprehension of just how, like, I wouldn't even say it's bad. I mean, it is a bad movie, but just how just nothing it is. Like, it's not exciting. Like, there's nothing.
What movie has more action in it? This or When a Stranger Calls Back?
This. Definitely.
Okay, so at least it's got that going for it.
Yeah, at least it has more action than yes. Welcome back from the edit, everybody. It has more action in it than when a stranger calls back, in that people go up and down the stairs to board the airplane.
Well, we do have a movie to talk about that has a little bit more action in it.
Oh, significantly more action.
It was the winner of our last Patron Poll. Viva Knievel.
Viva Knievel. Viva Knievel.
Now, if you thought that Hijacked Flight 285 or whatever had a lot of recognizable names in it,
you were wrong.
Beat by a ton. Because here's the list of people that you are all going to at least recognize these names.
That Evil Knievel trick to be in his stupid movie.
Obviously, Evil Knievel's in it. Frank Gifford, a RiffTrax staple, Cameron Mitchell.
Woo!
Another semi-RiffTrax staple, Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah,
in another movie where he plays the bad guy, which is like...
He was in Day of the Animals. Oh, this was in the 70s. This was before Airplane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Buttons, who less people are going to recognize this name. He's from, previous generation comedian. Lauren Hutton and Gene Kelly.
Wow. Also, for all you Star Crash fans out there, and I know there's a few, because it's amazing how much we talk about because RiffTrax has never done the Star Crash, but Star Crash is a frequent topic of discussion on this podcast. Marjo Gortner, also known as what was his name in Star Crash? Afro Man. He's killed by the golems. Acton. Yeah. He's not David Hasselhoff.
No.
That's like, like if you've never seen Marjo Gortner before and you're watching Star Crash and David Hasselhoff is coming up in it, and you can look at Marge and you can like kind of be forgiven and be like, oh, I guess that looks like David Hasselhoff. Maybe, I don't know.
If you squint
But
really hard.
Yeah. Anyway, Viva Knievel. So it's the movie starts off. For those of you who don't know, Evel Knievel was this daredevil douchebag from the 70s that jumped over Snake River Canyon in 1974 and became a big deal.
And didn't he beat someone with a baseball bat?
I didn't know this until after I watched this time around. I knew that he beat somebody with a baseball bat, but it was after this movie. In fact, let's go ahead and jump to that part. The film premiered in June of 1977. This is from Wikipedia, everybody. The film premiered in June of 1977, 3 months before Knievel and his associates attacked Shelley Saltman with an aluminum baseball bat on September 21st, 1977, with Knievel losing most of his sponsorship and marketing deals as a result of bad publicity. You think? The film became much less commercially attractive, only opening in 4 further international markets after Knievel's conviction.
Well,
in
look,
addition,
when you're beating on a guy with an aluminum baseball bat and you're shouting, "I'm gonna kill you!"
Yeah.
And shattering the dude's arm and wrist, like, before he fell unconscious.
But it's so... But okay, look, I wanted everybody to know that before we get into the actual... But I guess that's what killed his career.
Yeah.
Because he went bankrupt after that, yeah. Evel Knievel starts the movie off. He's literally being Santa Claus to a bunch of orphans in this orphanage. He comes to him in the middle of the night. He has this big box, and I think he gives them all like action figures of him or something. And it's like he's like giving them all like motorcycle toys or Evel Knievel toys, and this nun comes in and says, "Evel Knievel, I thought I told you not to come in here and play and and bring some happiness into these children's lives." That really happens.
Yep.
And then for the next 45 minutes, it's like this build up to this Evel Knievel's literally going to jump over a cage of hungry lions.
Which, like, come on, if he fails this and falls short, all he's going to do is screw up some lions with his motorcycle.
Yeah. So anyway, he jumps over. No, okay. So before the jump, he's like, "I just wanted to say that I'm worried about the drug epidemic here in America, and don't do drugs, kids," which is fine. But you really shouldn't be out there moralizing if you're beating people up with baseball bats. That's all I'm saying. I say, don't do drugs. I'm like, no, I'm all for, because I was born in 1980. I was brought up in the time when just say no was what was taught, and I still agree with that, 100%.
Yep.
But you probably shouldn't be moralizing to people when you're literally beating other people up. Anyway. With baseball bats and then going to jail and going bankrupt.
I mean, unless he's doing it and he's doing it to say, stop doing drugs and wham.
Yes.
Like,
stop doing drugs or I'll kill you. But anyway, so he makes the jump and he clears the it really wasn't even that impressive of a jump because like the lions weren't even raised or anything. It's just like they were just like on level, like the top of the cage was on level with the ramp.
Yeah.
So he was really in no danger at all. Anyway, so he jumps, he clears it, and he comes down, and you can kind of tell that, because obviously it's a movie, when he crashes, he doesn't really crash. He just kind of like pushes the bike out from under himself.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like lands on his fanny and just like rolls. So he was like never in any real danger. He just kind of like pushes the bike out from underneath him.
He had to make it look good.
Yeah. He got out and it's like, oh, he's leaving under Frank Gifford's like he's leaving under his own power. Oh, everyone give a hand for Evel Knievel, right? And then so he's talking about retiring and be like, that may just been my last jump. Yeah, sure, Evel, whatever. And then I forget how, but Leslie Nielsen and his friends, they all end up in Mexico somehow. Oh, no, wait, he's doing a jump down in Mexico.
Yeah.
So they bring Evel Knievel down to Mexico. And because Evel Knievel has such a great image, like, Customs is never going to search Evel Knievel's end, so we're going to line the insides of his truck with all these drugs. And, like, that's the plan. And it somehow goes haywire, and Knievel ends up chasing all these guys around, and he reunites his pit crew captain's long lost son with him.
Yeah.
So he's a meddler too. So I just wanted you guys to be happy. So anyway, he beats the drug guys somehow. I forget. I watched it a couple weeks ago. But it doesn't matter because it's just effing ridiculous. We could read the whole Wikipedia thing for the plot, but frankly, it's way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long and complicated.
It's complicated, and it's kind of uninteresting,
Yeah, it's like this movie without the RiffTrax. Like, I would not watch this. I would not watch this movie unriffed. I just wouldn't do it.
No way.
Number one, it's way too long. And it's forced and stupid. It's still like, it's from 2013. The Riff is, which is, I've said before, is one of the greatest like content years that RiffTrax has ever had. So it was right when they started. It was like right after Cool as Ice and McBain, when they were getting like these big, I mean for RiffTrax anyway, these relatively big licensed movies that we really weren't able to get before. And they've been doing that for, oh gosh, it's been 7 years now. And it's what they're still doing, and it's great. But this is one of the very, very first ones of those. So, and I think it's a forgotten classic. I think people don't, when they think about like 2013 or even RiffTrax in general, Viva Knievel doesn't come up with like Cool as Ice or the guy from Harlem, or even McBain.
Well, and that's the thing, because it came out just a couple weeks after Cool as Ice. Well, I guess like a month and a half. And then the next week it was followed by the Apple.
Yeah, that's probably why, because the Apple probably just completely blew it out of the water.
Yeah.
And then I think like about a month after that, it was Doctor Who and the Daleks.
Yep. Right after
Cycle
it's just 2.
Yep.
So there was a lot in that short period of time that easily overshadowed this riff.
But this riff is outstanding. So go and get it. It's only $10. So welcome back from the edit, everybody.
Viva Knievel was the winner of our last Patron Poll, and so now we have to add another movie to the poll to take its place. It's still going to include The Wizard and The Last Shark, but now we are going to be adding in the uplifting and super happy movie Zindy the Swamp Boy.
Zindy the Swamp Boy, one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, especially it might have.
I haven't watched that one in a long time.
I think I watched it about a year, maybe 2 years ago, but I've seen it. Man, guys, if you guys have not seen Zindy the Swamp Boy, you are missing out on a treat. But let me tell you, it's not quite Swamp of the Ravens until the very, very end.
So yeah, if you want to vote on that, patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffCast, for as little as $2 a month, you can support us and you can tell us what to do, and you can get outtakes and some ringtones, some notification noises, and a preview, a look ahead at what's going to be coming up on the next episode. Like I said,
you get a ringtone of me going "habba-dooba-dabba-dooba-dabba-dooba-dabba-ba," me interrupting Jeremy all the time.
That will be available on patreon.com in case you really want that. That will be going up immediately after we're done recording, so I don't forget to do it. Patreon.com/TrueBlueRiffCast. I'm Jeremy. You can find me at pbandawesome.com. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at pbandawesome. You can send me emails, jeremy@trueblueriffcast.com. And you can follow the podcast on Twitter at tbriffcast.
And I'm Dave Chadwick, a.k.a. Sugar Ray Dodge. Check me out on the web at sugarraydodge.com. Send me emails at dave@trueblueriffcast.com.
And we will see you guys next week with a very special guest. Woo!
Woo! Bye, everybody. I love you. Rock,